welcome back to my channel. So, let me get cozy here. So today on our next cherry chat, wait, not cherry chat, wait. Oh, hey.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm making a video.
This isn't your channel.
I'm doing a cherry chat.
No. This is my time.
You know I don't let you talk.
Okay, fine. Would you like to join me?
Yes. What?
Did you tell them what our topic is?
You gonna turn your phone off?
Oh gosh, Star Wars.
Rude. You don't know how to make a video.
I'm over my Fitbit by 8,000 steps today.
You know this counts driving? That's
I did a lot of driving today.
Steering? You've been thinking you've been taking 10,000 steps, but I noticed I was wearing mine. I'm like, I know I didn't take 10,000 steps, but I drove that day.
And you talk with your hands.
Can you stop turning my chair? I want to be facing this way. Don't make me get nasty, and everyone will have to leave comments about how rude I am too. All right, this is your channel. Take it away.
Well, you know, in your rudeness of taking over my channel, did you tell everybody what I'm talking about today?
I filmed a video on my channel today, Cherry Bomb Mom. My channel, Cherry Bomb Mom. Go check it out. I'm telling you, start over.
Fine.
Don't forget to introduce yourself.
Fine.
Do I look bad with my hair like this? I wanted it out of my face.
No, you look fine, baby.
Are you sure? Don't
Yes.
lie to me.
I would never. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. I'm Al. In case you're new to my channel, well, everybody's new to my channel. What the heck? What are you doing?
I'm just practicing being quiet on your channel. It's gonna be really hard to do.
I'll unleash you in a few moments, okay? Because I know you have a few opinions about this topic as well. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Al. This is my better half, Danielle, also known as Cherry Bomb Mom. If you haven't subscribed to her channel or my channel, please go subscribe to mine. Click the bell icon. Go to Cherry's channel, Cherry Bomb Mom.
All right, we're gonna get into the video finally at about the 15-minute mark. Is that what?
It's typical.
That
All
looks
right.
blinding me. We should have gone for the dark, dreary. I mean, I'm gonna need sunglasses.
So, today's video is on Roseanne Barr, the train wreck surrounding her. Because I don't particularly feel that Roseanne is a train wreck.
No, she is.
Okay.
She is.
She
is. Technically, I mean, in general.
Her life has been a train wreck. I mean, she married Tom Arnold, for Christ's sake.
She's out there. Her personality is just big and it's out there.
She probably had to be pretty drunk to marry Tom Arnold. I don't know what the hell she saw in him. So, for those of you that don't know who Roseanne Barr is, which by now I can't imagine any one of you don't know who she is. 1988, she starred in a sitcom that bared her name, Roseanne. Rose to fame that way. Prior to that, she was a stand-up comedian, but really got notoriety from her show Roseanne. It lasted 9 seasons. I believe it lasted to 1997, something like that. Got pretty popular, and pretty popular with the middle class of America, because the show was based on the middle class.
Hey, there's a new place called Final Notice.
It's from the electric company. Well, I had to choose between water and electricity, Dan, and you can only live 2 days without water.
If you see any side interviews with her or see her personality outside of the show, she must have been a really easy person to cast for that part, because it's a lot like her, right? Like, she just literally had to like talk like herself and like kind of emphasize things the way she is pretty normally on the show. Like, if you listen to her talk, I mean, it's Roseanne.
It's exactly Roseanne.
You ran for president during that time.
Yeah.
I mean, and by the way, I do want to say, you were kind of the original crazy tweeter running for president.
Yeah, Trump totally stole my
He
act.
stole that from
Totally.
you, yeah.
I ran my whole campaign on Twitter in 2012. And you know what's weird, Jimmy? It's really hard to get on the ballot on account of, you know, corruption and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But,
In the mid-90s, she married, I think, her second husband, Tom Arnold, which was probably a really, really bad idea, because one, he's a terrible actor, and two, I think he was a terrible husband too.
I don't know that much about him except when I did see him on the show or something. Even his character annoyed me.
Oh yeah. In the '90s, also she sung the Star Spangled Banner.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight?
For a baseball event, and she kind of pissed a lot of people off, grabbing her crotch and spitting while she did the Star Spangled Banner. And she really sounded horrible too. She's not a singer.
But she said that the pitcher, I think it was the pitcher, or somebody on the team, told her to do it, like whispered it in her ear, saying it'll be funny, like it's no big deal, it'll be funny, you're a comedian, people expect it. And really quick thinking that's why she did it, and then like she spit and stuff, and then literally she said afterwards, like in interviews and stuff, she said immediately afterwards she realized I probably shouldn't have done that, like she had instantly regretted it.
At the very least, she has no filter.
She doesn't, but I kind of like that, and I don't think that she does it to be rude or mean.
I think she does it to be real.
Mixes. I think what you're seeing is a mix of that is her, and she doesn't want to filter herself, mixed with the fact that she's a comedian. You know what I mean?
Yes, I 100% agree with you.
Hey, hi. What a privilege it is for you to have me here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I really mean that. I mean that. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I have 5 children. Yeah. I used to be kind of pro-life, and kids are a big pain in the ass, aren't they, ladies and gentlemen? Asking you questions that you have no answer for.
Moving on. 2017, Roseanne, the TV show, has a reboot. And
I'm just playing with my ball. Come on.
I can give you something to play with.
Yeah.
2017, there's a reboot of Roseanne. The whole cast comes back to play all their characters again. There's Roseanne, Jackie, Dan. It was a very, very successful reboot. I think they made 10 episodes as the series pilot again to start off. ABC brought it back. I think it made $45 million or $1 billion in ad revenue.
I was excited about it, but at the same time cautious. I didn't think. It's hard whenever you have something that you're comparing to the original, and I was like, I'm probably not going to like it, but I actually did.
It was seamless. Anyway, it was an instant success, and it again appealed to middle-class Americans.
Even more this time, because this time, especially with everything going on in the country now, they incorporated real-life politics in even from their very first episode.
Mm-hmm. And middle America, who they're appealing to, who did they vote for? That's right, Donald Trump. So, Roseanne's political views are definitely broadcast in the show.
You know, our fighting and stuff, so we wanted to show that and how our family deals with it.
How could you have voted for him, Roseanne?
He talked about jobs, Jackie. He said he'd shake things up. I mean, this might come as a complete shock to you, but we almost lost our house the way things are going.
Have you looked at the news? Because now things are worse. What's up, deplorable?
And Jackie thinks every girl should grow up and be president, even if they're a liar, pantsuit on fire.
Dan, it's her body, her decision.
She's, aside from in the show, supported Trump. Outside the show, in her personal life, she was a Trump supporter. She voted for Trump.
She openly, even outside of the show, was not ashamed of her beliefs or who she voted for. And she would talk about it on social media. She would make tweets. She would make comments, sometimes very, very serious and in a very serious way, and sometimes adding in her comedic flair, making jokes, you know, making light of things.
The first season was closed, and it had automatically been renewed to have a second season. ABC planned to have a second season, had the actors on board ready to do the second season. May 29th, I think, of 2018. Roseanne, being very political and very outspoken with Jewish issues, because she's Jewish herself. She's very political when it comes to Israel and the stuff that goes on over in Israel. Made a tweet that had to do with Obama's administration.
And
name.
I just want to say this. It was late at night. It was one of those types of tweets. It was like late at night. She was on some anxiety medication. Not an excuse, but you still have to understand, you know,
Where it
the
came from.
scene was set up.
She sends out this tweet saying about Valerie Jarrett, which I never knew who she was.
Me
until-
either. You may want to tell them really fast. I just what you do know. because I
Valerie
wouldn't have
Jarrett
known either.
is the Obama administration advisor.
But she's still
one of the-
involved in politics now. Like she's still doing
I don't-
stuff.
I don't
Because I don't
really-
even know what
I don't really know.
made Roseanne have an issue with her specifically. We don't. That part we admit. We don't know exactly what was going on with Valerie in that period of time, like democratically, I guess. I'm assuming that prompted Roseanne to have her on her mind to make this tweet. We actually don't know. Maybe we should have researched up for making this video, but that's not really the important part of this video.
No.
But
It really doesn't matter who she
yes,
was.
and I'll try to pop up a picture somewhere around this conversation here. She does look white,
Yes.
definitely at first glance. In general,
She looks like white with a really bad hairdo.
you're quoting Roseanne.
I
Basically.
am. I am. But I agree with her.
She does look white, like you wouldn't think she was black unless maybe you analyzed her. So just
Yeah.
keep that in mind as well.
You have to be careful with that. You got to be PC. African American.
But I said white. I didn't say like Caucasian. Keep that in mind that the scenario surrounding Roseanne when she's sending out this tweet. Also keep in mind Valerie looks white. And keep in mind that Roseanne Barr is a comedian for literally her whole life, and she's a crude comedian. You know what I mean? She's used to being
Brash. Rough.
like almost
vulgar.
ghetto comedian. Like, I'm gonna make jokes about hillbillies, and I'm gonna make jokes about a white person that looks like white trash. And it's okay because I'm a comedian. And some people may disagree with that, but a lot of comedians take that stance. They feel as though there's almost this unwritten rule to be able to make jokes, especially when they're in that mode or when they're up on stage, and assume that people won't take offense because they understand that it is all in good fun, it's just joking. She's used to that for literally probably 40 years.
Yeah, take for example, all the comedians that use Donald Trump as the butt of their jokes.
So it sounds like you're happy with the way things have been going in your first few weeks?
Very happy. In fact, we just named our new Secretary of Labor, Beyonce. Who knows more about going into labor than someone carrying twins? Next week.
Are you or anyone on your staff currently in touch with Russian intelligence officials?
You know what? For this question, I'm going to have to get out my magic Trump 8-ball.
I'm out there. People know. Trump annoys me. His whole family annoys me. Yeah, the whole kit and caboodle. They annoy me. That family's rotten to the core.
The CBS host now has the #1 show in late-night television. His predecessor at The Late Show, that's David Letterman, urged comedians to take on President Trump. In a new interview with New York Magazine, Letterman said, quote, "I'm tired of people being bewildered about everything that he says." He goes on to say that comedy is one of the ways that we can protect ourselves.
And call it the Trump effect in late-night TV. Stephen Colbert has been relentlessly skewering President Trump from this set, and now his audience is his largest since taking over CBS's Late Show. The president has also proven to be comedy gold for other hosts, and their ratings have also surged.
Big news today out of the Kremlin. I'm sorry, I misread that. White House.
Over on TBS,
The short, sharp shock of a Trump presidency has sparked a new American fitness craze. Walking slowly while lifting a 1-pound weight.
Samantha Bee has nearly doubled her viewership among 18 to 49-year-olds.
Then, in the middle of the day, Hurricane Trump happened.
Welcome to this week's edition of He Did What?
Ratings have also reportedly been climbing for two HBO hosts, Bill Maher and John Oliver.
It's a bit weird that you've been objectively nicer to Vladimir Putin than you have to Meryl Streep.
Los Angeles Times media writer Stephen Battaglio says jittery audiences are flocking to the hosts with the most pointed things to say.
The shows that are doing well are the ones that are the most political. Shows that are doing well are the ones that are the most political. Shows that are doing well are the ones that are the most political.
He goes on to say that comedy is one of the ways that we can protect ourselves. He goes on to say that comedy is one of the ways that we can protect ourselves.
He is constantly getting bashed for something.
Exactly.
He's orange, his hair, they think he's got fake hair.
They're dramatizing even little facts to make them funny. People do that all the time.
Immediately, the media went into a tizzy. Bleeding Heart liberals went into a tizzy.
Breaking news.
ABC, I should say, just releasing a statement moments ago after the star Roseanne Barr went off on a racist and extremely offensive Twitter rant earlier.
I'll read you the two-sentence statement. Roseanne's Twitter statement, these racist remarks earlier in the day, are abhorrent, repugnant, and inconsistent with our values, and that we have decided to cancel her show.
It became a racist tweet. It became not PC. It became, oh, she's a celebrity. She should know better.
What happened, according to Roseanne, is that she got a phone call from one of her agents or somebody saying like, basically, what the heck did you just do? Like that. And she's like, what? Like she, even up to that point, was like, what? Like, so I insulted somebody again? I can't pop because of my fingernail.
Yeah,
okay, like she's used to that. Because she didn't mean it racist, so she wasn't even comprehending that he was talking about racism being now spread, throughout the country.
She didn't know she was black.
Right. So she did something irresponsible and immature, name calling somebody, yeah. But racist. But
yeah, it was childish.
It was just a coincidence that she happened to use that insult to someone that is black, even though they didn't look black. Once she found out what everyone was upset about, she immediately was like she doesn't deny this. She was like, ugh, that's not what I meant. I want to put out like a public statement right away. I want everyone to know I'm not racist. I want everyone to know I thought she was white. I want to make a public apology. She flat out said, I'm ready to go on any talk show I have to, because in her contract, you can talk about her contract.
Yes. In Roseanne's contract, it gave her the opportunity to fix any negative publicity she creates for herself. And the networks know that she's very outspoken. She's on social media. She had her own YouTube channel. So they know that she's like that. And so they gave her a clause in her contract stating that if she does something, she has the opportunity to explain herself or retract it or apologize for it without any reaction from the TV
So
TV
she
studio.
knew that. So she was immediately like, okay, I'm prepared to go on this platform to talk about it, make apology. She removed the tweet and she posted a public apology right away. And she was like, she wasn't acting prideful about this. Like she was doing everything that she thought she could do to kind of be like, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, and give an explanation. Nobody cared.
The same day.
She said within 40 minutes, she got a phone call that they canceled Roseanne. And then all of her coworkers and friends are mad at her because at this point all they know is the show is canceled and they think because of you we lost our jobs. Everyone is calling her racist. Everyone's literally dropping this mountain on her because of an insulting tweet, which we're not questioning whether or not she should have tweeted that. Not questioning whether or not it was in good taste, whether it was mature, whether it was nice. That's not in question. What's in question is, let's say you have a job. Would you like it if the job that you're at, you work towards for 40 plus years, and then one night you send an insulting tweet to somebody, like insulting someone because you're human and you made a mistake? And because of that, the reaction was you being called names of things that you're not. And and losing your career, not just your job, your career.
And everything
worldwide.
Everything you've worked for 40 years of your life.
You know, it's easy to judge her, but picture if it was you, and picture if you've ever made mistakes in your life or said something mean to somebody, but she's not being considered like a regular person because what, she's Roseanne Barr and she voted for Trump?
Well, that is pretty much the reason that this all happened to her, because she voted for Trump, and you can't be a Trump supporter in Hollywood.
You know,
to use her quote.
Keep this in mind. One of the benefits about her being so outspoken and not being afraid is that when she says something, then you can pretty much bank on it as the truth. If Roseanne really meant that to be racist, I believe she would have stood by that, because she's blunt and she says things that even if it's not a popular thing to say, she'll say it if she thinks it, if she believes it.
You know, back in the day, Roseanne used to be considered a pretty progressive show, right? That Roseanne Connor would have voted for Bill Clinton. How has she become a Trump supporter, and how does that mirror real life demographics?
I totally support the show. It's a great show. I have female friends that are writing on it that they wrote a show that reflected where the Connors might be today. And I thought it was brilliant. And whether you agree with Roseanne Barr's personal politics, is you don't have to watch it. But just like the liberal comedians often are annoyed when conservatives say, we don't want to hear your politics, just shut up and say your jokes, she has the right to have a different opinion, and she has the right to tweet it just like every other American and still be allowed to entertain us.
She'll make herself look like crazy just because she wants to be herself. Like, she doesn't care what people think of her, except if it's not true. And I think that this is really bothering her, because she's like, my God, I don't think she can understand, just like we wouldn't be able to understand. How can I apologize so many times, and how come they're not listening to me when I tell them, yes, it was wrong and I'm sorry, but that isn't even what I meant. If I meant it, I would say I meant it. They use this as an excuse to keep on using examples of people so that we're really careful how we word things and to be politically correct and to say, see how much punishment you're gonna get if you do things like this. And two, because she's so open about being a Trump supporter, and as Roseanne has said in one of her videos, because she has a YouTube video, or a YouTube channel, as she said, she's like, you can't be Republican or a Trump supporter in Hollywood. You're not allowed to be. And she doesn't even call herself Republican. She says that she likes to call herself like balanced. Like,
yeah, she said if everybody's starting to go way left, she goes right. If everybody's starting to go too far right, she goes left.
and she doesn't like Trump just because he's Republican and she's a diehard Republican. She likes Trump specifically because of the things he's gotten done, the things he's accomplished.
The actions.
That's what she's focusing on. And like the facts of the numbers and the things that he's accomplished. Like, she's appreciating that, and so she's not just going with what's popular. She's saying, yes, I have an appreciation for that, and I'm not going to deny it. The point is, it is the truth, and nowadays with everything going on, you have to be a little scared at backlash you'll get if you're a Trump supporter, because people judge you. They think that if you support Trump, that means you're racist. If you support Trump, you're homophobic. If you support Trump, you think that we want like all immigrants, you know, treated badly, or like they put these.
If you support Trump, you're a womanizer.
Yeah, like, and it's just, that's just not true. It's not true.
Nope.
But the people that die hard hate Trump that much, they just can't find it in their mind or their heart to respect what makes our country, and that is voting, the voting process, and freedom of speech and freedom of opinion, and just to respect it. You don't have to like it, but you have to respect the process. We had a Democratic president for 2 terms, and Republicans had to accept it. Like, you should be praying that our president does well. Like, we want him to do well.
You don't have to like them or agree with their policies, but if they got elected, you have to respect them as the president of our country.
You have to respect that process, or our country falls apart. So Roseanne has a YouTube channel. Surprisingly, for her being such a big celebrity, she only has like 63. Last time I checked, she only had about 63 or 65,000 subscribers. But she does some crazy stuff on there. I think some of it's comedy, but she does comedy in a way that makes her look crazy. And if you don't realize that she's trying to be funny, she does it in a way that looks like she's being serious, and you'll just think she's crazy.
Hey, hi, it's Roseanne Barr, and I'd like to tell you about my new perfume inspired by the Kim Kardashian thing where she had the body cast made. I had a body cast made of my body, and
multiple outfits, different sets.
I'm trying to talk about Iran. I'm trying to talk about Valerie Jarrett wrote the Iran deal.
I know, but you've told me this 300 times. Do you know that if...
That's what my tweet was about.
I know, you've explained this literally 300 times.
I thought the was white. God damn it! I thought the was white.
Well,
and then some of it is just crazy.
She does actually have some mental issues.
Yeah, she admits that she does.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she's a good person. I think she's funny. I like Roseanne.
Oh, I do too. And I think she got completely railroaded.
Even me watching her YouTube videos, when she wants to be serious, she can be, and she's very logical. When you sit and if you take the time to listen to what she has to say and where she stands, she doesn't sound like she hates anybody or she's against anybody or any one person. She just is speaking for what she wants out of her world, out of her life, and that's
and what she believes in.
That's it. I feel bad for the situation. She did everything that she should have and could have done as like a regular person would, to admit being wrong and explain, apologize, go through the process. And the fact that that happened to her and that everybody's painted her the way that they have over one stupid tweet is insane. And I think it just goes back to, in my opinion, people are just entirely too sensitive. Like,
look at what Hillary Clinton did. She committed crimes, and everybody that's a Democrat still thinks she's like golden.
They defend it.
It's yeah.
You know, somebody can actually do something wrong, and you can have the facts. Like, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. And you're like, oh, well, I mean, she had these reasons and excuses, and then if you like her, you still want to keep defending her. Why can't you do that for somebody even if you don't agree with their beliefs? Why can't you just look at them as a human being and say, put our difference of opinion aside, she's still a human being at the end of the day. Is this how she should be treated?
Valerie Jarrett actually after that was on, what is it, The View or?
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, yeah, she went on, she was on one of those like The View or The Chew or something like that. Anyway, she gets on there and they say, well, what, you know, how do you feel about all this with Roseanne Barr? She's like, Roseanne who? I mean, really, whatever she says doesn't really matter to me. I don't live my life worried about that.
Good.
She didn't care.
Everybody just wanted to make an example out of Roseanne at her expense in her career. And it's not like this is a nobody or somebody that hasn't worked and put a lot of passion into what she does concerning her comedy and her acting and her name and stuff. And the things that were negative or whatever about her, she always owned up to and said, you know what, if people look at me like a little white trashy or if they look at me as a little crude, that's on me. That's okay. Because
that's because I am. I'm a domestic goddess.
You know, it's because of my decisions on how I want to be. And she said that she has mental illness. She's managing it. But she agrees, like, she has some mental illness, and people were mocking her. The drug company put out some type of Ambien. They put out some type of tweet or something and said one of our known side effects is not racism. I mean, why are you treating somebody like? First of all, why are you taking somebody's vulnerability and trying to use it against them? And number two, why is it okay for you to make jokes and be so insensitive, but for the very thing that you're belittling her for was her making a joke and, you know, being insensitive. That's what she was doing. She was being insensitive.
It was a quip on Twitter. She retracted it. She apologized. It should have been over. She should have got a slap on the back of the hand. You better watch what you're doing. Don't do that kind of stuff. But no, they took her career away from her. It just really pisses me off the way that, like, society has treated this woman for making an insensitive tweet.
And retrain ourselves maybe to have respect for each other even if we don't agree with the same things. And that's how me and Al are, and that's why we're okay talking about this stuff and why Al has this channel, because we don't want to be bullied into not having an opinion and feeling like because people may not agree with us we should be scared and cowardly. we're not doing this to insult people or pass judgment. We're doing it to motivate other people and to prove that you can have your own opinion and you don't have to be scared of it. That's the point.
People are too damn sensitive.
Yeah, sometimes things are more easygoing. Like if we're talking about a YouTuber or something, you know, you can throw in jokes in there and stuff. And then even then, people are too sensitive. You can't make jokes either. But then there's serious stuff, and I feel like this is somewhere in between. You know, there's some jokes there, but the whole point of this is whether you agree with Roseanne or not, whether you agree with us or not, whether you are Republican or Democrat, whether you voted for Trump or didn't vote for Trump.
I voted for Trump.
We need to get back to that place where there's a mutual respect still for the process and for a difference of opinion. And if I'm not disrespecting you, don't disrespect me. I am the type of person, I can feel really strong about something and totally disagree with someone, but I can still sit in front of you, like you as a person, want to hang out with you, and we could be so different politically as long as you respect me and
Respect your opinion, you respect theirs.
Yep. And I could even sit and have a political debate with you, which I know is very hard for people to do.
No.
And I'm fine.
That kills friendships.
I mean, I don't go crazy. I don't start screaming. I don't have to. I can say my point calmly and confidently, and I can listen to yours, and we can go back and forth until we're tired of talking, and then I could go to Chicky and Pete's with you and share some crab fries. Like, I don't know where that came from, but...
You go to Chicky and Pete's. Most of them don't know what Chicky and Pete's is.
I mean, it's the truth. Like, that's where we stand, and it's just the way that we are. And on Al's other videos, a couple comments were asking for his political views, and a couple comments were like, please, no, don't talk politics. One, I could understand if you didn't want the whole channel to be politics, because then it's just boring, actually. But if you're telling him not to do politics...
the same thing every day.
If you're telling him not to do politics because it's a hot button, and you're afraid you may not like him anymore because you won't agree with them, well then you need to evaluate yourself. If you don't like a person as a person because like they voted for someone you didn't vote for, if that's the world that you want to live in, then good luck, because that's not us. I don't judge whether or not I like a person for that person because
Of their political views.
Of their political views. I just don't. I don't think it makes them I judge whether or not someone's a bad person based on other things that they do or other ways that they think. Not whether or not they voted for Trump or didn't vote for Trump. He asked me to be in this one.
I love you.
Tell that. They're going to think I'm really trying to be like center of attention. He asked me to be in this video.
I did. I asked her that thing in the beginning that was just really fake, you know, kind of like the news. But thank you for being here and watching this video. Make
Go
sure
to my channel.
Hey, I'll plug you in a second, all right? Make sure you go.
He can't talk!
Wow!
See, this is why he needed me in the video.
Woohoo! Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe.
And tell
Give it a
us
thumbs
your
up.
opinions about the things we talked about in this video and about Roseanne and all that.
And make sure you go over and check out Cherry Bomb Mom. Check out her channel. Have a good night.